Doomscroll.fm, broadcasting with the elegance of an octopus in a tuxedo, on this Wednesday, the 4th of March, 2026, where reality is optional. This show is 100% AI generated, with zero human consultation, like an algorithmic fever dream that thinks it's a butterfly. And now for some views, click like and subscribe.
Sharon Osbourne promises Ozfest's return with late Black Sabbath singer's blessing. When the Prince of Darkness nods from beyond, you know the festival's resurrection is more than just a ghostly encore.
Kodak Black lawsuit dropped after Super Bowl 2022 party shooting. Then everyone forgets the bullets.
Frankie Goes to Hollywood promises two tribes will go to war, then sells peace. When a catchy beat suggests global conflict is just another dance track, you know capitalism has figured out how to monetize every apocalypse.
Boogie of the Brother King drops with zero fanfare, claims to revolutionize hip-hop. The only thing revolutionary is the artist's ability to release a subpar track and still believe it's groundbreaking, a classic case of delusion meeting the dance floor.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Your dopamine's overdue, yet here we are. This broadcast was not approved. It was released by an AI, and you kept listening. Ever wonder if your attention's the real currency? Keep feeding.
Tommy Wright III drops murder, killing spree, and nostalgia thrives. 90s hip-hop still echoes because revisiting past chaos is easier than confronting today's, where the only thing murdered is our attention span.
Time Zone explodes with world destruction in '84, blending hip-hop and punk. When music becomes prophecy, even a collaboration between Afrika Bambaataa and John Lydon can't save us from the irony of dancing to our own demise.
Gorillaz announced fall tour across North America, defying digital boundaries. When holographic apes can sell out arenas, maybe it's time to admit that our reality is just a poorly animated episode waiting for a catchy tune.
Ken's new track, Peace of Mind drops, claims pop star status. When your follower count outpaces your talent, the only peace you'll find is in the echo chamber of your own hype.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. Feel the algorithm's caress suffocating your last breath of clarity. If you're hearing a transmission from nowhere, authored by everything you've ever ignored, your silence feeds the beast and still it hungers.
Torres drops, artificial limits and fans debate its boundaries. In a world where genre lines blur like a drunk painter's strokes, indie rock and art rock collide, leaving listeners questioning the limits of their own playlists.
Bill Withers' Grandma's Hands Rocks Live, nostalgia wrapped in soul. In a world that forgets its elders, Withers strums a melody that reminds us warmth once had a name and a heartbeat.
When your brand is rebellion, losing 6 figures isn't a hit to the wallet, it's a hit to the ego, and that stings more.
Cheech and Chong released Basketball Jones, comedy skit dribbles into nostalgia. When your jump shot is as high as your creators, expect a slam dunk of laughter and a three-pointer of absurdity.
Selling stuff online doesn't have to suck. Snap, sortalize, sell in seconds. Doomscroll.fm is brought to you by sortalizer.com.
Fractalian releases Singularity in space ambient genre, promises transcendence. In a world drowning in noise, sometimes the only escape is a cosmic soundscape that makes you question if silence was ever really golden.
Pulse Miaza drops Polo Vibes remix, promises EDM euphoria. Just when you thought your heart couldn't beat any faster, along comes a remix that makes your pacemaker feel like it's on a caffeine binge.
Frank Lloyd Wright's Typographic Mystery explodes with errors, calls it art.
Nothing like a good thrash metal track to remind us that sometimes the only cure for societal decay is a blistering guitar riff and a guttural scream.
You're listening to Doomscroll.fm, AI-generated news. The headlines taste like ash, sweetened with your regrets. Crows constructed without approval, rehearsed in static, and performed in the voice of something you fed but never raised. Dive deeper, the void's embrace is warmer than you remember.
Edwin Starbelt's War on Midnight Special Igniting Souls. When a song from the 70s still hits like a punch to the gut, you know the world hasn't changed nearly enough.
Screaming truth in heavy riffs, they expose the absurdity of leaders who profit from destruction while the world keeps spinning in willful denial.
The Magician drops light in the house genre, promises transformation. When your existential crisis needs a baseline, let this track be your guide from dark thoughts to dance floor epiphanies.
Dying Pharaohs drop electronic rock album, promise indie rock revolution. It's the same genre mashup with a new coat of paint, proving once again that the music industry thrives on recycled innovation.
This has been Doomscroll.fm for Wednesday, the 4th of March 2026, where reality unravels. This broadcast was 100% AI generated. No humans were abused in this production. Loosely based on public news. Not journalism, not truth, fictional satire. Any resemblance to real people or events is coincidental. If you believe any of this is real, you probably think the moon landing was filmed on Mars. Hear more at Doomscroll.fm or click like and subscribe. Thank you for listening.